A coordinated political strike recently pulled one of the internet's most capable AI models into total darkness. This wasn't a technical failure or a server crash. It was a deliberate execution. The model, developed by Anthropic, was known as Mythos. It possessed an alarming proficiency for identifying security vulnerabilities in software, a capability so potent that Anthropic deemed it too dangerous for the general public and kept it behind closed doors. Anthropic built Fable 5 as a strict containment unit. Interlocking safety barriers surround the volatile Mythos core, providing intelligence while preventing cyber attacks. A successful jailbreak shatters those barriers instantly, granting anyone unrestricted access to the raw power of the Mythos engine. Fable 5 functioned as a high-stakes experiment in digital containment. If the guardrails failed even once, a restricted superweapon would be loose on the open web. Anthropic was already operating under extreme pressure. Despite being an American firm, the U.S. government had placed the company on a security blacklist, creating a baseline of deep suspicion between the developers and federal regulators. The situation escalated when Amazon, a direct competitor to Anthropic, claimed to have found a critical vulnerability within the Fable 5 architecture. Standard cybersecurity protocols dictate reporting a bug to the developer for a patch. Amazon ignored this. Instead, Amazon and 5 other major corporations bypassed Anthropic entirely to place direct calls to U.S. government officials. This maneuver effectively weaponized national security for corporate gain. By escalating a software bug to a federal emergency, competitors forced the government to intervene in Anthropic's operations. The U.S. government responded by seeking permanent oversight. They moved to require state pre-approval for any future technology reaching Mythos-level capabilities, essentially folding private AI development into the national security apparatus. Under federal pressure, Anthropic was forced to implement a strict geo-block. This digital wall cut off access to both Fable 5 and Mythos for every user located outside the United States. This aggressive isolation was driven by intelligence reports suggesting a Chinese hacking group had already successfully infiltrated the Mythos system. Federal regulators were attempting to enforce physical 20th-century borders on a decentralized 21st-century intelligence. It was an attempt to contain code using the logic of landmines and fences. The geo-block backfired immediately. Because Anthropic relies on a global workforce, the new security filters began flagging the company's own foreign-born employees as unauthorized threats. The red firewall cut the connection between the developers and their work. The very engineers responsible for maintaining and securing the AI were suddenly locked out of their own servers by the government's mandate. With a compromised engineering team and an unworkable set of federal restrictions, Anthropic chose to execute a total shutdown. They made the models inaccessible to everyone, effectively killing the project to satisfy the mandate. The government's intervention succeeded in securing the AI by destroying the operational infrastructure of the company that built it. After the shutdown, Anthropic addressed the flaw Amazon had reported. The vulnerability was a non-critical issue common to almost all large language models, a standard bug rather than a catastrophic breach. This specific bug never actually allowed a user to bypass the guardrails and access the raw Mythos core. The panic Amazon presented to the government was technically unfounded. Large tech monopolies are increasingly using safety concerns as a tool for regulatory capture. By framing rival software as a national security threat, they can trigger government crackdowns that stifle competition. International developers are now operating in a world where global AI innovation is dictated by the internal politics and legal jurisdiction of the United States. Corporate executives with government regulators on speed dial now hold more influence over the future of AI than the engineers writing the most advanced code. As long as corporate lobbying can trigger national security protocols, AI will remain a geopolitical weapon, leaving the rest of the world permanently locked out of the system.